Hello, good morning, gentle souls. I want to come on today to talk about rules of the mind. Your mind have several rules which governs it, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but I'm going to mention I'll just mention two right now. A very easy one is the thing that you think about a lot, you tend to realize in your reality. You come upon it. Okay, that's one rule of the mind, but one big fundamental rule of the mind is this one. Your mind was created to keep you safe. Therefore, it moves you towards pleasure, whatever you find pleasure, rebel, and it moves you away from pain, whatever you find painful. Okay? Because my job is to protect you. So if you say, and remember, I say this, I emphasize whatever you find painful, whatever you find pleasurable. I emphasize that in my statement because here is the big fuck up in life. Pardon my language. You can find something very painful pleasurable. And guess what? The mind is going to move you towards that thing. This rule has so much deep and far reaching implication for your life that I'm telling you it now, but you really need to sit down and think about it carefully and try to learn about it and look into your life where it is operating. So let me continue. This is the rule that leads people to addiction. Yes, addiction to anything. Anytime a person has an addiction, here's what happens. The mind associate the thing that they're addicted to as pleasure, not as pain. Do you know why? Because the thing that they're addicted to is removing them from facing the pain of something else that they perceive as pain. So let's say, for example, you perceive your trauma as very painful to deal with. Your childhood trauma of abandonment, your childhood trauma of lack of confidence, your childhood trauma of money drama, all of the negative belief around money, your childhood trauma of lack, your childhood trauma of choosing the wrong partner all the time, abuse, whatever it is. The childhood trauma of lack of love, of not feeling that you're enough. Whenever you have those traumas and you see them as a pain, anytime you have a pain in your life, you always have a mechanism, a coping mechanism. That is a mechanism that helps you to deal with this pain. And so most times that mechanism usually becomes addiction or something, whatever it is, overeating, addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol, addiction to drama, also addiction to pleasure, gym, whatever. And that is your coping mechanism. Your mind sees the addiction as pleasure, and that's the reason why you have it. But guess what? The addiction is not pleasure, it is more pain. It is more pain, but you tell yourself that it is pleasure because you don't want to have to face what you perceive as pain, your trauma, which is, of course, is pain. You don't want to have to face that. And so you move away from the thing that you should be doing to fix your trauma, from facing your fear of dealing with your trauma, and you move towards the thing that you consider to be pleasure. And that's the addiction, that's the drug, that's the alcohol, that's whatever. And this we call as therapists a coping mechanism. It is association problem. You are associating pain the wrong place. You're associating pleasure in the wrong place. An addiction is not pleasure. It is causing more pain, and it is delaying you dealing with the real pain that you have. So it is adding pain to pain by running away from the pain of your trauma and not dealing with them and running towards your addiction. You, my dear, are creating more pain than is necessary. So you have tell yourself that the drug or the alcohol or whatever it is a pleasure. And so now you need to tell yourself and see and look for the pain in that, because it is not pleasure. It's an association problem. This is what messes us up a lot. And I'm going to show you another aspect in life where this messes us up enormously. Enormously. It is our relationship with each other. Hear how it works. I am striving, let's say for example, I am striving to achieve certain things in my life, right? Let's say I want to be a public speaker and I see someone who does it really well, and I become jealous and hateful and envious at that person. You know what the mind does? The mind registers that as pain. Public speaking for you becomes a pain. The mind will do everything to sabotage my progress to become a public speaker. Why? Because whatever I deem painful, the mind moves me away from it. It doesn't matter what I will do. Becoming a public speaker would be a mammoth task. Why? Because if I see something that I want in someone else and I do not celebrate it for them, I am creating a pain response to that thing, and my mind is removing me from it. You can never be jealous. You can never harbor negative emotions when people achieve certain things for them and don't expect that those things that you want for yourself, you're going to get them. The mind is going to remove them from you. You're not going to get them. And then when you find that your life is so difficult, this is one of the reasons why your life is so difficult. We learn in this upside down world, which I call the upside down world. We learn in this upside down world that we need to be jealous and hate the people who have the things that we want. We need to be upset about the fact that they have it, instead of celebrating them. Because when you celebrate someone else's win, you are communicating to your subconscious mind that this is good. You want it to. I will say something to you. If you do not want a thing, and it could be a thing, it could also be an ability, it could also be anything, an emotional response to something, like how this person respond to this negative comment. Wow, I would love to be in such a state to be able to respond like that. Don't be jealous. Just say that I would love to be in a state, I would love to have the wherewithal in order to be able to respond like this person. I admire that. That is important, because that is important. That's how you get where you want to go. Children do not learn from people they hate. Children do not learn from teachers they do not like. And it's the same thing with the mind. The things that you hate in people, your mind remove you away from it because you're telling your mind that this is a pain response. And that's what I want to say. Thank you. Have a nice day.